On a dark and gloomy autumn evening, a lone traveler rode through the countryside. His destination was an old mansion, the House of Usher. He had been invited there by his childhood friend Roderick Usher, who had written to him begging for company. As the traveler approached, he saw the great ancient house rising before him. Its walls were grey and cracked, its windows empty and lifeless. A dark lake lay at its feet, reflecting the mansion like a ghostly mirror. It seemed as though the house itself was alive, watching him, breathing with him. Inside, he was welcomed by Roderick Usher, but the man he remembered from his boyhood was now changed beyond recognition. Roderick's face was pale, his eyes wild, and his nerves on edge. He confessed to his friend that he suffered from extreme sensitivity. Light, sound, and even touch tormented him. He lived in constant fear and despair. Roderick was not alone in the house. His twin sister Madeline also lived there. She was gravely ill, struck by a strange disease that left her weak and ghost-like. She often wandered the hall silently, like a shadow. Seeing her filled the narrator with dread, for her presence seemed unearthly. Days passed, and the atmosphere of the house grew heavier. The narrator tried to cheer Roderick with books, art, and music, but the man seemed trapped in his own fears. Roderick spoke often of the house itself, as if it had a power over his family. He believed the Usher bloodline and the mansion were bound together, sharing the same destiny of decay. Soon the tragedy struck. Madeline died, or so it seemed. Roderick insisted on keeping her body in a vault beneath the mansion. The narrator helped him place her in a coffin and seal her there. But as they closed the tomb, he noticed a strange thing. There was a faint blush on her cheeks, a hint of life in her face. A chill ran through him, but he said nothing. After that night, Roderick grew worse. He was restless, unable to sleep, and filled with terror. He whispered to his friend that he feared they had made a dreadful mistake. Days turned into a stormy, wild night. The wind howled, the rain lashed the windows, and the narrator tried to calm Roderick by reading to him from an old tale. But as he read, terrifying sounds echoed through the house. The cracking of wood, the clanging of metal, the echo of footsteps. Roderick trembled, his eyes wide with madness. At last, he screamed out the truth. They had buried Madeline alive. At that very moment, the great doors of the chamber flew open. There stood Madeline, her shroud torn, her face ghostly pale, her eyes burning with desperate life. With a final cry, she collapsed upon her brother. The force of the fall brought both of them to the ground, lifeless in each other's arms. Horrified, the narrator fled from the mansion. As he reached outside, lightning lit the sky. He looked back one last time. The House of Usher was splitting apart. A great crack ran down its center, and with a roar, the entire structure crumbled and sank into the dark waters of the lake.